Hey guys, good evening. And this session we are doing for resume preparation guidance. Okay. And this is basically for QA engineers. The agenda for this session is we'll talk about why resume is important, how to send it, what should be the content. There are do's and don'ts, right? And we will review a resume also, and at the end we will do Q&A. Don't worry, we will do it in a very systematic way. The thing is, why resume is important, why we are talking about it. The reason is, this is your first impression generally, right? Whenever you are sending your resume to a company, right, this is your first impression to them, right? That's why resume is important. Moreover, because companies have their own requirement, right? So generally when you send the resume, the hiring manager or the person who will take your interview, they actually shortlist based on whether your resume or the details which you have presented there is matching with their requirement or not, right? That's why making a good resume is important, okay, with proper detail. So that is the reason, basic reason. Now, how to send this? Let's say you prepared it, but how to send it? That is also very important. So you should send it through mail, right? Don't over rely on sending over WhatsApp or some other way, right? Email is the official professional way to send your resume. When you're sending your resume through email, in the subject body, just put something like this. Let's say I'm just giving a tip what we should do. In the subject of your mail should be like this. Let's say um, the role for which you are applying. So let's say senior test engineer. You can put type and then your name. So let's say if your name is Rohit, then say location, let's say Pune, and say 4+ year of experience, right? It looks good if you put it something like this in the subject line, right? It's very clear that you are you are applying for this particular role. Your name is this, you are in this city, and you have this much experience in the subject. In the body, basically you should not write too much thing, right? So email body should contain just like a simple line that hi. If you know the name, just say okay, hi Nirmala. Let's say some HR is there. Just say that please find um, attached resume and please consider my resume for this particular role, right? That's it. You can highlight in one or two line if you have any achievement, right? That's it. Otherwise, don't put a lot of things like this is my expected CTC, I live here, I know this thing. No, no, no. They will ask you. If they require those kind of things, they will ask you. Fine. Fine. I'm jumping to the content part now. Like what should be the content of your resume? I'm listing down something which are very important. Name, contact number, email, email ID, present location, right? We should put it. Generally, people are not doing this thing, but it's good to put your present location, right? Then you should put like professional summary, right? I'll show you one example also. You should um, put Academic, you should put about technical skill sets. You can mention about certifications. Then you should put about project details. Okay. So wherever you have worked, those kind of project detail. And if you have any particular achievements, you can highlight it. And at the end, you can mention about your detail address and all. But this is the minimum required thing. If you are not putting these things in your resume, it's not good. Right? So when I say academic details, you should put about your degree, right? Degrees like postgraduate or graduate, the particular institute name and year of passing, and you can put grade also. Right? In a simple, I'll show you example also. Don't forget to mention your 10th. If you are putting it, it's good. It's good to put your 10th percentage also, 10th class percentage. I'll tell you why. Some companies, they have their system where they have to upload details, right? So if your percentages are good, put your 10th percentage also. Okay, fine. Technical skill sets, there is a particular way how you have to put it. I'll show an example. Certification detail, if you have done, you should put it. Project detail, I'll show one example. Achievement, you can put it if you have particular achievements related to, if you have taken part in any coding challenges or some kind of technical fest, if in your college, something like that, that if you are a fresher. Fine. Do's and don'ts, so that I will talk when we will review any resume. So let me show you quickly a sample. Okay, so let's take this example and how we should put it like this. Let's say, okay, I want to delete this ribbon, collapse. Okay, so you should put your name, let's say here. This is just an example. I'm not saying that this is the ideal way, you should do it in this way only. It's not like that. I'm just showing you that this may be um, this may be a good way to put it, right? So your name, if you have done any certification, you should mention it right then and there, because this will create impression, right? That okay, you have done some kind of, you know, you have like done this thing, right? Then you should put mobile number, current location, your email ID. If you want to mention your LinkedIn profile, you can give a link. If you have a GitHub profile and if you have made some project in GitHub, you have put it into GitHub, then put it, right? It's a good thing. Now, so this is about your professional summary, right? So you have to mention that how much work you have done, what kind of experience you have, in what are the things you are good, right? Highlight those things, right? In this way you can do what you have done. So for example, let's say this is for senior person, like I have worked on this 3+ year into REST API, 2+ year into new Scrum Master, 2+ year into mobile app testing, those things. Okay. Now, after that, you can put like your employment summary. Okay. So there you can mention that where you have worked, what company you have worked, and like from what date to what date you work there, right? It's like this. Should mention this thing, right? Then you can put the skill set. So after the employment summary, so this is very logical sequence, right? The person who is seeing your resume, right, they are interested in something, and you are giving those detail in a very systematic way, right? First of all, they want to see, okay, what are the, what you have done till now, right? What are the things, right? Summary. Then they probably want to know, okay, what kind of companies you have worked till now, right? It's like this. Then they will be interested in knowing, like, what are your skill sets, right? So you can mention about in testing, you are done with security testing, SDLC, STLC, those things. In testing tools, whatever tools you have used, you should mention. For defect tracking tool, what kind of tool you have used, what kind of programming language what kind of database you have worked on, what kind of tools you have used, what kind of version control system you have used, like GitHub, Bitbucket, what operating system you have used till now, right? And put genuine, honest detail. I'm repeating it. Always put the real detail which you have worked on. Don't put extra details. So for example, let's say if you have not worked on Unix, don't put it. Okay. Just to put X. So this is not going to give you extra marks, right? It's not like that. The more you will put, the person will get impressed. It's not like that, right? It will be difficult for you to explain these things in the real interview when they will ask you about this thing, right? If you will put something which you actually don't know, right, they can ask you anything from the resume. That's why I'm saying this is very important part. By seeing this, they can ask you anything related to this. Okay, fine. Then domain knowledge you should put, like let's say if you have worked on some kind of domain related to banking and finance, right? If you know, right? Learning management, e-commerce, anything. Then you can put about the certification, that what kind of certification you have done. Then you can put academic qualification. This should be in this way, like let's say post graduation, a particular degree in that particular major, right? Or the area of specialization, CGPA from the institute, what year, and then any other degree if you want to mention, right? Then project summary. So you may have worked on different project, right? So this is a good way. Mention about the project, and then mention about who was the client and what was your job responsibility. Okay, this is a good way to mention it. So you can have multiple projects, right? Then you can mention overall responsibility if you want to mention that in the above project, right? What kind of other responsibilities you had. You can put it in detail, like, okay, you were doing API testing, you were doing detailed study of some document, preparing weekly status report, monthly status report, sign of document, post deployment support, and all. At the end, you should mention personal profile related to your date of birth, nationality, language known, hobbies, marital status, address, right? Permanent address. So this is permanent address. The mailing, real, somebody can send you some document there, right? That kind of address you should mention. Okay, fine. And prepare your, resume in Word format, but convert it to PDF. Okay, so sending in a PDF format is a standard way because Word document is visible in different way in different system. First of all, if somebody will open this in mobile, probably it will look different. If somebody will open it with some other tool like LibreOffice or something, let's say the person to whom you are sending your resume, let's say they don't have Word or Microsoft Office, right? They may open some other tool to open your resume. So it will get distorted, right? So it's better to send it through in PDF format. Okay. This is first part about the resume preparation part. Let's review a resume and we will talk about do's and don'ts now. Okay.